Finding the perfect sample is the number one determining factor of how great your song is going to be, and I can confidently say that because I've studied almost everything there is to know about sampling, like Kanye West helping hundreds of artists to improve at sampling. So hi, I'm Benny, and today I will show you my favorite way to find samples as an artist, starting with the point number one, which is paying attention to the vocals. And so that stems from the fact that every sample you chop up already has a topic, right? It has emotions, it has feelings that the listeners will feel hearing the sample. So as an artist, it's really important that the topic of your sample also strengthens the idea of your song. Like, you're not going to sample the happy birthday song and make a song about heartbreak with that, which this might be a little bit of a far-fetched example, but it still applies even if the topic of the sample and your song are not all that different. So whenever you make a song, everything in that song should have a purpose and it should reflect the topic, the idea of the song. So whether that's the chords, the drums, the lyrics, and the sample itself. So here I have this sample called Counting on You by Blackjack. And so I chose this sample specifically because of the lyrics where the vocalist sings that I'm counting on you. And that's actually what I chop my sample around. And mostly what I do is I let the sample play out while just looping that small part where he sings you. And so here you can pretty much see what I do. I grab my sample, I warp it to tempo, I pitch it up 4 semitones, and then I just have this chop where the lyrics say you, and I just loop that over and over to actually have a full 16 bar long loop. But now this does kind of sound repetitive, especially with the rest of the instrumentation of that sample in there. So what I actually go ahead and do is I stem separate this and I just use those vocals of the sample, write the lyrics that I liked instead of the entire sample. And so now the vocals by themselves are gonna sound a little bit dry. So what I do to fix them up a little bit is I slightly compress them, I add a phaser, some reverb, a little bit of delay, and I also pan it around with this automation, and I finish it all off with this EQ, cutting out all the high end and all the low end, so that way later on I'm gonna have more space for myself to add my own instruments, and with all that processing, the sample is gonna end up sounding like this. And now basically this sample and those vocals are gonna strengthen the entire idea and the entire topic of my beat. So what do I actually do to finish up my beat? Well, first of all, I grab this able bass and I make this pattern with it. Now what you can see here is that my pattern is kind of split into like 2 parts, which this is gonna be pretty much common across all the other patterns that I'm gonna show you in a second. But basically here we have like the first part where I have that longer chop of the sample, and here for the second part where I just repeat one chop of the sample over and over again. The pattern of the bass kind of reflects that, and it just plays this really repetitive pattern with one single note. So here's how it sounds. And so now this bass line is gonna be the entire backbone of my beat. So next I go ahead and grab this Juno synth, these strings, and here are the chords I create. It's just the simple 1-3-5 chord, and then again the first part is a little bit more complex, with the second part just repeating the same thing over and over again. And for the strings I just copy the first part of my chords. So realistically, all I have left to do here is just add drums, and for that I grab this kick, this snare, this hi-hat, and this breath box. I make this pattern while playing it with like a sort of a drum roll that I got from a drum break, and with the bass it's going to sound like this. And last but not least, I'm gonna grab this electric guitar, make this pattern with it, and yeah, that's pretty much everything. So if I grab all of this and arrange it all out, here is how it's going to sound. Now, point number 2 is focus on the moments, not the entire sample, because samples are just songs, and topics in songs and instrumentation and everything can evolve and change. So you can have an entire sample that is happy and upbeat, and then you might have just this small section that's sad. And so when sampling, we usually just use like a few seconds of the sample anyway. So even though the entire sample might be completely ass for us to use, still that small section might be exactly what we're looking for. That's why I think actually listening to the samples in full is so important. So I have this sample here. It's called Mariner by Angel, and what I choose is this beat right here at the end. So let me actually play it to you. Now I could play you any other part of the song, and this last beat sounds completely different than anything you can find in the rest of the song. So for example, let me play you this part right here. Or what about the intro? What about this part right here? Right, so this last part is just different and it's perfect for me, while the rest of this not so much. So what I end up doing with the sample is I end up warping it to the tempo, pitching it up 4 semitones and chopping it up like this. I also add a few EQs just to change how the sample sounds a bit, and it's gonna sound like this. And so now to develop this beat further, I can take this wonk bass, make this pretty simple pattern. I just repeat 2 notes, it's just E, C, E, C, and that's because I just follow my sample. Also, just to be clear, later on I have a section B where I change my bass to this, so it's a little bit more complex and a little bit more interesting. And also for my section B I use a Juno synth, which I use to make these chords, and so that's gonna sound like this. I also end up thickening up the chords with my own vocals. So simply what I just do is I record myself humming, and I use this auto shift tool to play the same chords as the Juno synth. Also add a lot more processing to this to make the vocal sound more distorted. So with the original chords it's gonna sound like this. And to finish the beat up, I chop up this drum break called I Just Want to Celebrate by Rare Earth. I also thicken it up with some of my one-shots, which together with the bass is going to sound like this. And lastly, I just add a sine wave, a electric guitar, make these melodies with them. The top one is the sine wave, the bottom one is the guitar, and yeah, that's pretty much it. So if I grab all of this and arrange it all out, here is how it's going to sound. And so the third point is building up a collection, which this point is not as much about picking the sample, but it's something that, trust me, will pay you back in the future if you actually do it. So it's like an investment. Basically, what I mean by this is for you to create a YouTube account that's specifically just for samples, and you do nothing on it other than finding and looking for samples. And then you can just build up your collection on there by making playlists, subscribing to other sampling channels, like for example, me. And because you have this account just for samples, that means YouTube will recommend you a ton of samples by itself. So here actually I have my account that I use for Sample Academy, and you can see I just have a lot of different collections here, and I just save a lot of samples in here for later. And actually here is a sample I got from one of the collections from Sample Academy. More specifically, this one comes from the weekly samples we have, and it's called Help Me Make It Through the Night, and it sounds like this. So what I end up doing with this sample is I warp it to tempo, I pitch it up 2 semitones, and I chop it doing something similar to the 3-1 technique. There's just a little bit of a switch at the end, which sounds like this. All I'm taking is morning light. Now for my bass line here, I decided to use this 808. And I make this pattern, which in my opinion just sounds super nice. So with the sample it sounds like this. As my instrumentation, I make these chords, which you cannot even call it chords because it's just 2 notes. And I play it using my favorite synth, the Juno synth. And to make all of this a little bit more interesting, I use this squared off synth and make this melody with it. So the melody, chords and the 808s together are going to sound like this. And the last thing we have, but one of the most important things, obviously the drums. So first what I do is I grab this kick with this kick, so I can layer them, and also I grab this snare, so I can start out with this fairly simple pattern. All I'm taking is morning light. And now to make it a little bit more interesting, I grab this hi-hat and this shaker. So as you can see, one of the hi-hats is used to just add a little bit more bounce to the entire beat. The shaker is added as like a small percussion to just fill in some gaps in the pattern. And then the second hi-hat, I just use it for a very simple 2-step pattern in the second part of the loop. So with the sample, the drums are gonna sound like this. All I'm taking is morning light. And for the entire beat, if I grab all of this and arrange it all out, it's going to sound like this. And if still, after all that, you can't find a sample, then just pick the first sample that sounds somewhat good to you. Because sometimes, instead of overthinking all of this, you just need a small push to actually get back into making music and into letting your creativity flow. So even if you select a sample, you make a beat with it, and it won't be the greatest beat ever, still, is going to get you moving. And so you can just move on to the next beat or song, this time actually having some momentum. So as an example, I found this gospel sample called Oh What a Day. And to be honest, I'm not the biggest fan of sampling gospel, but I found it somewhat sounded good to me. So I just decided to make a beat with it. And so the sample sounds like this. And so I warped this sample to tempo, sped it up and pitched it up for semitones. So now it's gonna sound like this. I grabbed this rose bass and made this bassline melody by just following my sample. For the chords, I had 2 layers, so I had this string and this analog lap synth, and I played those chords with it. Now they might look huge, but that's just because I played the strings an octave higher than the synth, so the chords with the bass line sound like this. And all I have left to do is the drums, which I have 3 layers here. So let's break it down. The first one, this red one, is the perks. So by themselves, they sound like this. Then I grab a drum break sample by Otis and the Karya band called Trump, which the original sounds like this. And if I chop it up, it's going to sound like this. Lastly, I just grab my own kicks and I just layer the drum break to make it hit a little bit harder. And so the drums all together are going to sound like this. And the last thing that I'm gonna add to this beat is gonna be this analog lap synth. I'm gonna create this melody with it, and yeah, that's actually everything for this beat. So if you want to become a sample-based artist like Kanye West, then check out Sample Academy. You will get there everything you need to grow as an artist, and I will personally help you there with your beats and songs. So just to give you a quick preview, here is a song I made with Uke, who's one of the Sample Academy members.
See the stars over the roof, yeah, I get that. I'm trying to spark some for you, did you lit that? Simply amazing when I lose, yeah, I'm losing my mind. There's a way just for you, get it or you get past.
Go check Sample Academy out, it's first link in the description. And yeah, now that you know how to look for samples, you should go and learn the best places to find samples. And for that, check this video out where I will show you 3 ways to find samples so good you won't stop making songs. See you there, bro.